I'm going to start by asking everyone a question. If you could go back to your childhood and change the habits you formed about eating, would you? Think about how your parents taught you to eat. Was it healthy? Did you eat breakfast every morning? Did you eat fast food more than once a week? Now think about your activity level. Did you watch more than 2 hours of television every day? Did you have PE every day in school? Or did your family take you and do fun activities to get you moving? Now I want you to think about the challenges some of our children face today. In our changing society, our family environment is changing, and things like single parents and dual incomes are causing our children not to get the healthy foods and exercise that they need. This is one of the many reasons why childhood obesity is a growing concern in the United States. The effects that obesity has on children are numerous and can be long-term and life-threatening. But there is hope. Childhood obesity can be prevented. In this presentation, I hope to show you that although childhood obesity is a growing concern in the United States, there are many ways to prevent it from negatively affecting the lifetime health of our children. In this discussion, I will talk about the causes of childhood obesity, to include nutrition and physical environment, as well as the prevention of childhood obesity by schools and parents alike. To start off, the causes of childhood obesity: nutrition and eating habits. People are eating out more. In 1978, the food consumed out of the home was only 20%. In 1996, it was 32%. This is according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Total calories consumed daily for children between the ages of 12 and 19 has increased, and breakfast is eaten less often. Children are not receiving the proper amounts of fruits, vegetables, and grains. I have a visual aid here that talks about the proportion of vegetable servings for children aged 2 through 19 from 1999 to 2000. This information comes from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. This large block here, 45% of the vegetables consumed by our children are fried potatoes. 9% is tomatoes, 6% legumes, 10% other potatoes, 8% dark green and orange vegetables, and 22% all other vegetables. You can see overwhelmingly our children's vegetable diet is based on fried potatoes. Children are only eating 21% of the recommended daily values by the USDA's food pyramid. This comes from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. And soda pop is being consumed more now than ever before. It has tripled for young boys, from 7 ounces of soda per day in 1978 to 22 ounces per day in 1994. Serving portions have also increased. We also have to look at physical environment for being a cause of childhood obesity. Urban environments offer a hard time for kids to get physical activity. Crime is a major impact, as well as space and busy traffic. TV is hugely influential on childhood obesity. Studies show that children in the United States spend 25% of their waking hours in front of the television. This not only doesn't burn any calories, but also allows for continual food consumption. And suburban children are not able to actively go to school. They must be driven. They live more than 10 miles away from school, and it's not, they can't ride their bike or walk. In 1977, 20% of school trips by children were walking. In 2001, 12% were walking. This comes from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. There's also huge parental influences on children. Parents' choices affect their children's choices. Parents are a role model for children. Studies show that parents who ate large amounts of foods that were high in saturated fat had children that did the same. Working parents tend to eat out more, and childcare may not provide the healthy snacks and the physical activity that children need. Now I'll talk about the prevention of childhood obesity and what we can do to prevent it. Encourage activity. allow the children to get involved in sports, and encourage them to participate in active family activities like hiking, walking to the park, playing outside, going for a bike ride. All those things are good. Do not use food as a reward, and don't make them finish everything that's on the plate. Don't force them to eat if they're not hungry. Also, according to the American Family Physician, limit the amount of fat in their diet to no more than 30%. It's also important that we teach our children proper nutrition. Let them help plan, shop, and cook meals that are healthy. Introduce them also to the USDA food pyramid. There is one for kids and adults, and it allows them to understand what amount of what foods they need to eat. In conclusion, the causes of childhood obesity can be prevented. The effects can be long-term and life-threatening, and prevention is the most important thing. Parents and schools have a responsibility to make our children's lives better now and in the future. Are there any questions?
What can schools do?
Well, schools can offer healthy meals. They can offer healthy snacks. They can get rid of the pop machines and offer more water, juices, and milk. And they can also provide PE more often to keep the kids active during the day.
And where can I go to find information about healthy eating habits?
A really good place to look is www.mypyramid.gov. That is the USDA site that has the food pyramids on it. It not only has a food pyramid for children and adults, but it has interactive activities and games for children to learn more about what they need to eat.